Okay, we are unmuted now. These are why I check things. We are live. Let me know if everything's coming through okay, guys. Uh, I think we can start the show. Welcome to Loud and Clear with Glenn Schick, where we talk about mastering, audio production, and all the things that actually make records translate in the real world. I'm Glenn Schick, and I'm a mastering engineer of over 3 decades. And I'm kinda loose as a goose tonight. I haven't slept in 2 days very well, so, if I'm a little goofy, this is the tone of the show today. So, it's a solo show, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get. So, let's see. Today, hello from Reykjavik. It's a cloudy, rainy day just like it is many, many days here. Iceland is not known for its weather, and today is a typical day. 55 degrees, and we made it to episode 10. So, just a couple things. If you guys are liking the format so far, you want more of something, you want less of something. Uh, I noticed you guys are not as interested in mixing as I thought you were going to be interested in. So, if it's specifically mastering you want to talk about, that's fine. But let me know because then I can gear the show towards you guys. So we made it to episode 10, and this episode is kind of geared for people, I guess, starting their mastering journey. So we're going to talk about the things that are important, what actually matters in mastering, and kind of what doesn't. The stuff that kind of distracts you, and all the viral crap that people throw at you and say, you need this. And the truth is, you probably don't. So, let's start with our thing, and the other, thing I wanted to point out was, we're low production values here, so if you want stuff like, you know, bullet points across the screen or anything like that, let me know too. That's more pain in the ass for me, but, and I'm trying to keep this, like, super casual between us. So, let's get on with, the list of stuff that matters and stuff that doesn't. So, first thing we're gonna talk about is monitoring. So, monitoring really matters. Plugins, not so much, and I'll kinda explain why. So, knowing your, room, your headphones, what you're listening to every day, and having a repeatable, place to come to and work is so important, and knowing that that stuff, you know, is translating what you're hearing. So, accurate monitoring, it doesn't have to be the fancy monitoring, doesn't have to be expensive monitoring. If you're in a room that's not treated well, then you're better off with headphones, and sometimes even in a decent room, you're better off with headphones. So, get yourself a decent pair of headphones, even if you've got a room. I think it definitely makes it worthwhile. Let's see. And then, knowing your room, your headphones, your amp, all that stuff, the levels, don't change your levels constantly. If you're monitoring and doing a master one day, don't suddenly, go half the volume you went yesterday. You wanna get your ears used to a certain level of volume. Uh, you can go up and down from there, but, you wanna kinda keep a constant for things and come back to that constant, because different frequencies, hit differently at different volumes. So, especially stuff like, high frequency and bass sound very different when they're loud than when they're soft. So, uh, try to keep your levels consistent for your monitoring. Um, Here's what doesn't matter so much, uh, having every new plugin. And I know, my plugin friends are gonna kill me for this, but honestly, having the latest, best plugin or, chasing what somebody else is using is a real waste of time. I'm gonna say it again. It's a real waste of time. You can do what you need to do with stock plugins. It's true. So I'd rather have an experienced engineer with a set of stock plugins than a beginner coming in with all the latest, fanciest, most blinged out plugins. So, I think that plugins in general, while they're definitely tools and there's some good ones and there's some not so good ones, uh, they don't matter so much in the big picture. All of my masters that I did 5 years ago were all different plugins. All the masters I did 10 years ago were all different plugins, and you know what? It still sounds like me. So, don't stress about that. Don't worry about, having the latest, greatest. If you've got some stuff that's working, you've got an EQ, you've got, a limiter, you've got a clipper, that's fine to start with, and, you can add more, but here's, another, some things that, don't matter as much. Um, don't change your tools all the time. Um, alright, I'm just checking the comments for a second here. Don't change your tools all the time. So, what do I mean by that? I mean that if you're working with a certain EQ, or a limiter that learned, you've really gotten to know it, you got the tool down, and suddenly you got that new flashy plugin that, Mr. X Mixer that just did this hit record or whatever is, recommending. That's where you get in trouble. That's where you get in the weeds, and I've been guilty of it myself. I'll try the newest, greatest thing, and, I'll never forget, I had a friend of mine, he's a really, excellent, British producer, and he was like, "Glenn, why don't your masters sound good anymore?" And I said, sorry for this terrible I said, "What do you mean my masters don't sound good anymore?" He was like, "The last couple of things just don't sound good. They sound just something's wrong." And sure enough, I went through my plugins and I went through the latest thing I added, and it turned out to be a plugin that I was all hyped up on. I even did a video on it, and, it turns out that that thing was just killing my setup. And, it's something you have to be very careful of. So, stick with your core stuff, stick with the stuff that works. You can move stuff in as it goes, and, you can slowly bring in new stuff, but don't keep chasing the latest, secret weapon and all that stuff. So let's see what else we had on the list here. Um, the decisions matter. Processing doesn't matter. Okay, what does that mean? So the decisions, like knowing when to EQ, knowing when not to EQ, this is a big deal. Um, you know, when you're a beginning engineer, you're going to go try to put your mark on everything. So that means you're going to bring up your EQ, and even if the mix didn't need it, you're probably going to EQ something. So this is the don't category again here. So one of the things is you have to understand the mix strengths and not work against that. So if I get in there and this guy's got a perfect EQ on his overall mix and I start messing with it, I'm only doing damage. And like doctors, we're supposed to do no harm. That's also my motto as well, if I can. So and just don't add processing just because you feel you should. Um, a lot of younger engineers, up and coming mastering guys wanna add, like, some kind of fake tape or fake tube thing on, because they think it's cool or it's analog or whatever. Um, don't you think the mix guys already know this stuff and have already probably processed it with it? So what you're doing is you're doubling or tripling or quadrupling processing that's been on a track, and every step makes it just one worse. So just chill out on the new stuff and chill out with the making decisions without thinking about it first. Listen to that mix and listen to what you don't need to do. That is the most important thing in mastering is what you don't need to do. All right. So translation. Translation matters. Loudness doesn't matter much. So uh again, what do we mean here? Translation. Translation means what you're going from to listen to every time, whether it's, headphones, whether it's earbuds, whether it's your phone, whether it's, you're listening on anything, a big set of speakers, your car. Um, Translation is important, and if you're not getting translation, you've got issues. You're not doing your job. Part of what a mastering engineer should do as his, skill or, craft is to be able to make something translate on almost anything, and that is not easy, and that takes time. All of this stuff takes time, but, that is something that is important. Now we'll talk about loudness. I've done videos on loudness before, and loudness is part of the landscape. Does it matter? A little bit, but does it matter compared to translation? Probably not, because if you have a great mix that translates and it's, a dB or 2 lower to a louder mix that doesn't translate well, I'm gonna always pick the mix that translates, or the master, I should say. Uh, so really work on that. Work on your skills on getting that thing to just pop on your phone, to pop on your car speakers, on your earbuds, on your whatever. All that thing is super important. The loudness, you'll find a happy place. Every song's got its own little sweet spot for loudness. You'll find it. Um, so, uh, reference tracks matter. Uh, Visual meters don't tell everything, and we did, on I think the 2nd or 3rd show, I did something about, don't trust your meters, trust your ears, and, what I mean by that is that, what you're listening to and what you're crafting really matters. But what you're seeing on a meter, if you see something that's, doesn't fit, a frequency band that, looks a little lacking, but it sounds great, then you're okay. Um, what else? We've got, don't obsess over, like, meters, graphs. Don't make decisions with your eyes. That is a bad, bad way to master. If you make a decision and you wanna confirm it with a meter, that's fine. If you're working in a room where you can't hear bass or maybe your headphones, only go down to, 40 hertz and you wanna see if there's 20 hertz down there that's wrong that you can't hear, that's a good use for a meter. But, you shouldn't make your decisions with a meter. So, the mix is more important than the master, and what that really means is that what somebody's handed you is already their intention. This is what they want, this is what they get, um, and, hold on, I'm just checking, lots of comments today. I'll get to the comments in just a minute here. Hang on, let me get back to, my notes. Alright, so, what the heck was I talking about? I told you I'm loose as a goose tonight. You're gonna get off, unhinged Glenn from 2 nights of bad sleep. Alright. So, yeah, mix matters more than the master. So, the intention of somebody, the artist, the mixer, the producer has already been handed to you. So, what you need to do at this point is preserve that baby and keep them for, all that work that went into it. So, the mix matters more than the master. Not saying the master is not important, but, certainly, that is a balance. Alright, since I went to the comments, let's just see, what do we got here today on comments? From Roger, "Hey, Glenn, how should we handle mastering when there are more than 1 Emmy on a record? For example, if you or I on are the Emmys on Juvenile's latest record, you did an amazing job." Ha, that's nice. Uh, Thanks, Roger. I would say, you don't really have to do anything special, you just need to make sure if you're the last guy getting it, that there's consistency uh, in your stuff. And, if you need to tweak, one of the other masters to kinda bring it to where yours goes, that's okay. Uh, Thank you, Roger, blah, blah, blah. From Baptiste Stew, I see loudness and density and context. I don't see loudness no more. Some music benefits from density. I don't really know what that means. I'm sorry. Uh, let's see. From Tani, Glenn Audi's Audis. Audeze, it's the headphones I'm wearing, announced the MM520. Did I hear them? No, I have not heard them, and, my friends at Audeze have not told me anything about them, so I will flog them when I see them, but, I'm sure they're probably great because much like the 5s went to the 5Ss, I'm sure they pulled some of the same technology and really kind of tweaked that up, and, I thought 5 to 5S was like a major improvement, so I can't imagine the MM500s, which were great on their own, if they were tweaked, they probably sound even better. So, anyway, that's some of the, questions today. Let's see, anything else? Oh, also another few things here. So, uh, fresh ears matter, makes, much more important than what doesn't matter, which is, doing endless versions of things. So, take a break, go take a walk, get some air, uh, get a little break, eat some lunch, do whatever you feel like to kinda get back in groove, and, then come back to it, but don't keep banging out revisions. Um, you need perspective. Perspective's important. Uh That's kind of it. So, what matters to me is the emotion that and the intent that the artist and the mixer has handed me, and for sure, I wanna preserve all that. So, let's see, any more comments here? I try the Stealth Dan Clark. No, I haven't tried hold on, I need some water. My water. Hold on, with a Grammy thing. So, did I try the Dan Clark? So, no, they don't normally just send me headphones. I'm out in Iceland. It costs a lot of money to send stuff here. So, Dan Clark, if you wanna send me a headphone to listen to, I'll happily check it out and review it. Specifically mastering from Christy. Okay, uh, I can do that. What deck is your favorite in the context for mastering? It's, sitting down there, and it's, called a Chord Dave, but that's kind of out of most people's budget, honestly, so and I think that's most of what I had today. If you guys have any other questions, you can hit me now, or you can catch me next week. Alright, Roger. You'll have to let me know what you did. Alright, well, I think that's it for today. It's a short show. I'm gonna try to catch up on, like, my lost sleep, which, like I said, I haven't had in 2 days, and, I hope you all are doing great. Oh, we got one more here. Why did I choose the Dave? Why didn't I choose a Mojo? Um, the Dave had all the stuff I wanted and could power my, uh, Audeze LCD5s properly, whereas a Mojo could not. So, Mojo's fine for, like, in-ears or, very efficient headphones. So, thanks, guys. Thanks for, tuning in today. Let me know if there's anybody you guys wanna have on, um, do you want other mastering guys on? Do you want this to be mastering specific? Um, you didn't, show too much love for the mixers I had on for, last couple episodes, so, I'm gonna say that, you need to let me know what you wanna see. So, give me a holler, reach out. I'm on, Instagram. You can hit me in comments. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week, guys. Take care.